Of teachers realizing like, I actually don't deserve to be treated like and then every day wipe that slate clean and start on over as if this year feels worse. Year with students, and
it looks like many teachers are quitting just within a few years of entering the profession. And truthfully, I think more is going on here, especially when you look at student behavior issues.
I'm a high school teacher. It is 4 weeks into the school year with students, and I am at my limit already. I am at my limit with being talked to and demanded at so disrespectfully, interrupted constantly, repeating myself countless times. This year feels worse. This year feels worse than the last 5 years I've taught. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I feel like I've seen so many teachers make videos where we are all ringing the alarm saying, this is bad. This year is not good. It's not good. We are struggling, and not a lot of us are going to last if this continues, because I think there's a reckoning of teachers realizing like, I actually don't deserve to be treated like and then every day wipe that slate clean and start on over as if it didn't happen. I teach high schoolers. I see it from videos of elementary school teachers and middle school teachers. I don't know when, as a society, we're going to wake up and say, our system is failing. Our students don't have basic respect or human decency.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months. Keep it looking strong for
it looks like many teachers are quitting.
It's the workload that would change it. I was in urgent care because I thought, it doesn't matter what I thought, but
I was ignoring them because I had a student that told me, what you gonna do about it? Really? So I was ignoring them because we were out at tennis and he was banging his racket. And so I told him he had to sit down. He lost 5 minutes of tennis. And he was like, I don't care. I don't have to listen to you. I'm not going to do it. What you going to do about it? So then he was in my space. So I said, I need you to back up. What you going to do? What am I going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know how to handle it. They say ignore negative behavior. So I was ignoring negative behavior, but he wanted a reaction. But now my anxiety is a little high and my nerves are a little fried, but he wanted a reaction. I was trying not to give him one.
Well, guys, I made it a week, and I asked to put my resignation in. I've been dealing with so many health problems due to stress, at least the last 2 years, and I was hoping that being at a new school would change that. And day 3, I was in urgent care because I thought, it doesn't matter what I thought, but it all came down to chronic stress. And I walked in the next day and said, I cannot do this anymore. And, you know, one of the questions people ask me is, why are teachers quitting so much? I'm going to tell you my experience. And this might not be everybody's experience, but for me, I am in fight or flight mode all day long. And I really don't know what would change it. I guess just the caseload. It's so much pressure in so many different areas. It's hard to explain to people that aren't in it. Like, it's not the kids, at least at my school. For some, it's different. At this school, it's not the kids, it's not the parents. It's the workload. I narrowed it down to 2 choices. I said, okay, number 1, I either need to make peace with working 50 to 60 hours and I need to go get some antidepressants. Option number 2 is make peace with quitting and trying something new. And that's what I decided. And it just sucks because obviously I went to school for this. Like, this was my dream. So not only am I mourning this job, I'm mourning my dream. Like, I thought this was going to be it for me. I love being a teacher.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
That's what it's, my health is just, my body is saying no more. One of my friends told me, because I keep asking my friends for advice, you know, people.
Bear with me because YouTube, I don't know what's up with YouTube, man, and these ads, bro. Like, ads killing me, son.
Who've been in this career for so long, and I asked her, and she said to me, you know, I'm not going to tell you to quit, but your body certainly is. And Colleen, that comment changed my life, and I just gotta listen. Unfortunately, like, I wish so bad it was different. I listened to this motivational speaker. Her name is Abraham Hicks, and she gave a devotional once, and she said, so many of us are just chewing glass, just chewing and chewing and chewing and praying to God that our tongues toughen up to this glass, right? Like, please just let me acclimate to the glass. And she's like, why don't you just spit out the glass? I don't know. It's just hard. It's scary. It's hard. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just know.
So, a lot of Americans are struggling, bro. Like, I honestly don't, bro. I don't know how a lot of y'all are doing it. Like, I don't know how are y'all doing it?
Like, I can't end up in the hospital.
Like, today I bought some Elite Shungite. I'm wearing it right now. Like, lately I've been feeling so, like, ungrounded. I don't know, like, I can't explain it. Anxiety. So I went ahead and went to the crystal store, bro. And I went and got me a stone, bro, because I just want to block out negative energy right now. Like, all negative, you know, like 5G, you know, like the Wi-Fi, all that shit. All that shit is like giving off EMF energy, which is harmful. You know what I'm saying? Which is very harmful, like EMF energy. So I went ahead and got me a stone, bro. I went ahead and got me some Elite Shungite. Man, like, y'all go check that out, bro. It's one of the purest and rarest forms of shungite, a mineral primarily found in Russia. It's valued. It's very potent for purifying. It's known for potent purifying, protective and healing properties, often used for water purification, in jewelry, and for spiritual grounding. So, I bought it specifically for healing and protection. That was my intention on buying it. I need protection against negative energy, as well as electromagnetic frequencies. That's why I went ahead and bought that stone today. And I feel it. I almost feel better, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna show y'all.
Like, so It sucks. It sucks really bad.
I have to speak to, as a teacher of 24 years, this being my last year, I'm retiring. I'm done. And I'm done because of one word: parents. And I am going to speak for teachers who can't speak because they're still in the profession. Education has changed so much that it is unbearable. And that's why there's a teacher shortage. I have seen education change in 24 years, and it hasn't changed for the better. And a lot of it has to do with parenting or lack thereof. Parents, when you send your child to school, they need pens, they need pencils. If they don't have them, please ask me or ask the school. Parents, when you send your children to school, yes, they do need their books. Yes, they do need a notebook. If they do not have any of those things, please ask your teacher or please ask the school. Bottom line is this: teachers are not just teachers. The amount of time that I spend teaching is, let's see, if I'm lucky, maybe 20 minutes within a class period. There's so much other stuff going on every minute, every second of the class period. It starts off as soon as the kids come in the room. There's always self-regulation that I have to do. There's always redirections that I have to do. There's always repeating the same information, even though it's written on the overhead, even though it's clearly spelled as clear as it can be in the written language. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And even after I ask for clarifying questions, which I don't get any, there are kids who are constantly coming in late, which disrupts the classroom. The phone is ringing because the child needs to go to see the counselor because they are dealing with whatever issues. I get that, and I understand it happens. There are interruptions because a child is leaving because the parents are taking the child out of school to go somewhere. There are interruptions in the day because I have to fill out an independent contract for a child who's going away for a month to Italy or to India. So that means I have to make special lesson plans for that child, which they don't do, by the way. There are interruptions when you have the counselors coming into the classroom and asking to take out a certain student. There are interruptions in the classroom because there are so many students with special needs, and again, I am not faulting them for that. All I'm telling you is that a lot of extra energy goes into students who have special needs, and I'm the only person in the room. There isn't a teacher's aide. There isn't another special ed person in here with me. And I have 33 to 34 students. The interruptions are insurmountable. So trying to teach is virtually impossible. We as teachers have become babysitters. And all we do is we're putting out fires every 2 to 3 minutes. And that's not...
Bro, when I was in high school, bro, like, my science class was so bad, bro. I think it was my freshman year. My science class, bro. Like, when I tell you, every day, like, was like a zoo, my nigga. It was like a zoo, son. My teacher, Mr. Bates, shout out to Mr. Bates, man. I still remember your name. That man had so much patience, bro, for that class, bro. Every single day, bro, he could barely teach what he could barely teach his assignments, bro. Like literally, like, I remember that shit like it was yesterday, bro. So I definitely understand what this lady's talking about. Like, kids in school today are you know, and this was when I was in high school, so I know the kids today, they way worse. They way more wild. You know what I'm saying? They got way more they're way more defiant now. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like kids today are more defiant than the kids were. Like how who was it? The boomers, the baby boomers. They're more defiant than Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? I was born in '97, so I'm part of Gen Z.
An over-exaggeration, that is the truth. So, that and many other reasons, I'm retiring after 24 years. I have had it. I can no longer deal with the new...
These teachers not getting paid enough. They're not getting paid enough to do what they're doing. I mean, like, public school teachers don't get paid enough. It may have been enough 10 years ago, which was 2015. Yeah, like, they's probably making, what, $60,000 in 10 years ago. It's pretty damn good, you know what I'm saying? $60,000 a year is pretty damn good 10 years ago. $60,000 today a year. Is more on the poor side now. Hell, 100,000, nigga. You know why? Because we can't save. You can't save $60,000 today, like you could save 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, today is much more harder to save money than it was yesterday.
Type of parent and the new type of child that is a product of the parent.
Prices keep going up, so it's like I can't even save now because I'm paying more for food. I'm paying more for gas. I'm paying more on my car note. I'm paying more for my car insurance. All this shit is adding up. You know what I'm saying?
That I am trying to teach. Many of these kids do not care. And they don't care because their parents don't care. And if their parents care, then I guess I would see kids that care. But I don't. So teaching has become a dying profession. I, for one, have 24 years of experience, and I am leaving. I plan to stay for another, 10 years. Not doing it anymore. Nope. So another experienced teacher bites the dust.
I'm a former teacher, and here's the real reason why teachers are quitting and or not mentally well. I'm sure you're thinking parents and admin, and some even say the kids. And those are all part of it. But that's not the root. This is the root.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for two.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just...
Nope.
A lot of people...
This is the root. The root is that teachers don't have control anymore. One of the big differences between a good teacher...
A lot of people, they sleeping in their cars. Americans born in this country, bro. Sleeping in their cars, sleeping in storage units. Sleeping wherever they could sleep. People born in this country. Veterans. People who went to college, who done graduated college. So it's a struggle right now. It's a struggle, man.
And a bad teacher is a good teacher has control of their classroom. Bad teacher, it's crazy, chaos. A good teacher feels like they have control, feels like they have everything going on, feels like everything's going well. But because of the current dynamics, there's a lot of teachers out there, great teachers who have been doing it for years, who now since COVID has slowly had their control stripped away by admin not allowing them to have free reign in their classroom, and parents that are no longer supportive and in most cases are combative to anything that they want to do. So the way I view it is teachers are in a straitjacket. Like, imagine a teacher in a classroom with a straitjacket on. It's like, can somebody get me that? Get me that. No, not that. And when you feel that constant lack of control, the stress is outrageous. So these great, amazing teachers who literally have their hands tied behind their back are realizing that I don't have that control anymore like I used to. So these teachers are stressed out of their mind. But then comes step one. The only way to mentally do well in those situations is to lower expectations and accept it is what it is. And for real life, this is amazing advice. Letting go of things you don't control. Just letting things be the way that they are. But in the teaching setting, that means that Johnny is not going to improve like the Johnnies of the past did. It means that you know that they're not going to get the education and are not getting the education that you know that they should be getting, because there's too many other deterrents and distractions and things like admin holding you back and parents that complain that it becomes impossible. So now what does that result? The teacher standing in the front of the class with the straitjacket on and just being like, okay, they're moving around. All right, I'm just going to do my best with Susie right here, right now, and the rest of like it is what it is. And then just doing that every single day. You wonder why teachers are looking forward to the next break and can't wait until summer. It's because they get a chance to just go, and not have that, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then once a teacher gets to a certain level where they recognize I'm lowering my expectations of my classroom, this is not okay. So I gotta leave. And all you hear is the deterrence like, oh, you're weak and you can't handle it anymore. Oh, you should leave. While internally you're like, how can I do this? How can I give up on them? How can I admit that this is just not working anymore? And ultimately, how can I choose myself and saying I need to step away and leave those kids and just, hey, it's not good, but I can't do it. That's why if you hear a lot of former teachers, they'll say that the stress is so much less because it's not feeling that complete and utter lack of control.
I am absolutely obsessed with what's inside this box. It is literally my favorite thing to eat now, and I've lost so much weight incorporating this into my diet. You're going to see that this is the type of quality of food you and your family should be eating. Literally the cleanest, highest quality seafood I have ever seen in my entire life. And it's canned. So here we go. This is natural catch yellowfin in organic extra virgin olive oil. And it's from a small American business that has gone viral because of their sushi grade quality canned tuna.
Get the fuck out of here, son.
And I choose myself and saying I need to step away and leave those kids and just, hey, it's not good, but I can't.
I would have said fuck them kids, nigga.
Can't do it. That's why if you hear a lot of former teachers, they'll say that the stress is so much less because it's not feeling that complete and utter lack of control. So the lesson here is twofold. Number one is it is a great thing to lower expectations in your daily life to limit stress. That means if you're a little bit late, you'll get there when you get there. There's no reason. It is what it is. It's okay. Oh, you ran out of time. You didn't get the groceries today. It's okay. We'll do it tomorrow. But the second part is, in education, what does that look like? That looks like the expectations of students before to now is down here. And how is it ever going to go back?
At the same time, bro, you gotta understand, even as a teacher, you're only going to teach what is how you say what the state allows you guys to teach. The state gives you guys like a set doxed, how you say it, curriculum to teach, right? So the stuff being taught at schools is not correct anyway, unless not in a public school. Public schools aren't teaching the kids. I mean, besides math, they're not teaching kids real history. They teaching whitewashed history. So I mean, it all needs to come down anyway, bro. Like, it all needs to come down anyway. You know? A lot of information is coming out right now. Like, you got Harvard. Let's pull that Harvard situation up. So Harvard, they just it's either they just released or they're still holding on to the remains of at least 19 people of African descent, enslaved individuals, in its museum collection. The university has publicly acknowledged this and has apologized for the disrespectful collection practices of the past and established a steering committee to address the ethical stewardship of these remains, including providing a roadmap for their care, commemoration, and potential return to communities. So they still have the remains of the ancestors that were enslaved. They still have, some families' ancestors' remains locked in their attic, in their basement, Harvard Law School. So, and alright, so let's get into this, man. So, why do you guys still have those? See, this is what people don't realize. All these universities and colleges, they were built on slavery. And you got kids, committing their whole lives to go to college. Their parents are pushing them to go to college. Their friends are pushing to go to college, right? And all they want to do is party for real. But this whole college thing is a scam. You know what I'm saying? It's a scam. Like, I sent this article to somebody who claims to be, one of the community leaders back in my hometown, right? I sent him that article, right? Because I remember when I was in high school, people were pressuring me about college. Like, oh, what college you going to? What school you going to? You know what I'm saying? And the whole time, I couldn't even afford to. My parents couldn't afford. My parents couldn't afford college. I couldn't afford college. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't going through the process of trying to get no grants or loans. I mean, I got some grants. I got student aid. I was able to do some community college, but I realized fast it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, check this out. Like, I seen a video. This chick says she seen people eating a dead body at a party, I'm like, this is the type of shit Harvard. This is like Harvard shit. You know what I mean? This is just big money. That's big money shit to have a party, and there be human body remain. That sound like some shit. These niggas at Harvard Law, some secret party they would throw, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me find this article, bro. Check this shit out, bro. Like, Harvard pledges to return human remains of enslaved people to descendants. This shit, this title just sounds crazy, bro. Right? Harvard has remains of. I might check that out. U.S. Museum of Remains, thousands of black. Bro, I'm trying to find that. There was a really good article that I saw. Yeah, I can see it though. Yeah, I see it. I mean, is this it? I think is this it? Here it is. Harvard and white America's creepy obsession. Hold on. Holy. See? Harvard and white America's creepy obsession with hoarding black remains. So, if you guys don't know what remains are like the body parts of, let's say you ate a chicken wing, right? And you got the bones. The bones are all, you put them to the side. Those are the remains of a chicken wing, right? Harvard and white America's creepy obsession with hoarding black people's remains. So, the remains are like, think of like, let's say your cousin passed away and you wanted to keep his toenail, his toes. You wanted to keep his fingers or his knees, his body parts, eyeballs, tongue, skin. let's say you wanted to hoard those remains. Let's say you wanted to lock all those remains in like a storage unit or storage. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that sick? How sick is that? This country make these kids fight to go to these schools. They make it a competition to get into these schools, brother. They make it a status thing, like only the top percentile of Americans can enroll to this school. And this is what these schools do. It's not just Harvard. It's all these American universities. It's all these universities. They have these ties to slavery and were built on slavery. I'm sure these are photographs of enslaved people, brother. White America has always been a nation of serial killers. Right now, America has like 500 active serial killers. It's a serial killer in Houston right now. Murdering blacks and burying them. And they trying to say they don't know, everything's on camera, son. Right? So if you can't find that's enough of that, bro. Yeah.
Get there when you...
The education system has to come down. You know what I'm saying? Got to. It's too much. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much that's been done.
The cheapest shungite is sort of grayish instead of jet black. It has more minerals mixed in with it, naturally. The carbon-60 content, which is what we're after, really. Buckyballs, carbon-60 dodecahedrons, give it that special quality. Its electrical properties neutralize EMF, which we are completely surrounded with all the time. So if you can have shungite on your computer, in front of the monitor, next to your Wi-Fi, this is excellent because it will absorb. Even your cell phone gives it off. Well, you get yourself a cheap multimeter. You can get them anywhere from $10 to $15 to $20. It's elite shungite, which is the highest quality shungite. The conductivity should definitely be 0 and it should be most effective. The cheapest shungite is sort of grayish instead of jet black. It has more minerals mixed in with it, naturally. The carbon-60 content, which is what we're after, really. Buckyballs, carbon-60.
Get there. There's no reason.
Decahedrons give it that special quality. Its electrical properties neutralize EMF, which we are completely surrounded with all the time. So if you can have shungite on your computer, in front of the monitor, next to your Wi-Fi, this is excellent because it will absorb. Even your cell phone gives it off. Well, you get yourself a cheap multimeter. You can get them anywhere from $10 to $15 to $20. It's elite shungite, which is the highest quality shungite. The conductivity should definitely be 0, and it should be most effective. The cheapest shungite is sort of grayish instead of jet black. It has more minerals mixed in with it, naturally. The carbon 6.
Very good, very good.
Elite shungite. Now the difference between this and regular shungite is that it has a much higher percentage of carbon in it. And oh my gosh, do I feel the difference. Now this is expensive stuff. I only have this piece and one other piece in my collection. The rest of the shungite in my house is regular, humble but wonderful shungite. But what I like about this is the rapidity, It's so fast in terms of its energy, and it just helps clear a lot of the EMF static that builds up in your energy system. And especially if you're like me, if you're doing a lot of spiritual work, but at the same time you're also in front of devices a lot, it's really important to clear that energy from your energy system. And this does a beautiful job. Elite shungite. Now the difference between this and regular shungite is that it has a much higher percentage of carbon in it. And oh my gosh, do I feel the difference. Now this is expensive stuff. I only have this piece and one other piece in my collection. The rest of the shungite in my house is regular, humble but wonderful shungite. But what I like about this is the rapidity, It's so fast in terms of its energy, and it just helps clear a lot of the EMF static that builds up in your energy system. And especially if you're like me, if you're doing
Elite shungite. Yeah, man, get you some of that.
If you've ever felt energetically drained from spending the whole day on your phone, you know it's due to the harmful electromagnetic fields coming from your device. EMF radiation is damaging our health and immune system. A great stone for protection against EMF radiation is shungite. Black crystals are always the color of protection and magic. Shungite is great for healing, grounding, and purification. This stone is believed to have the ability to absorb and completely neutralize dangerous frequencies. This is due to the fullerenes inside the stone, which are made up of hollow, pure carbon molecules. If you use technology a lot, or if you have negative people in your life, or if you want to purify your water, shungite is a great stone to increase the protective and positive energy around you. And you can either wear it close to your body as a bracelet. I like to wear it as a necklace. You can buy one of these necklace holders online. And you can also place the stones next to the devices that you use most often, so that you can cut out the harmful effects of EMF. Go check out shungite. Thank you guys so much for sending me these stones. I love you! If you've ever felt energetically drained from spending the whole day on your phone, you know it's due to the harmful electromagnetic fields coming from your device. EMF radiation is damaging our health and immune system. A great stone for protection against EMF radiation is shungite. Black crystals are always the color of protection and magic.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to get hit with a fat copyright, son. Nah. I'm skied up, cuz. So, I like this Elite shungite, man. I mean, eventually I'll get a big one. It's a powerful stone, like, let's see, water, let's see, that's what I'm gonna see.
Taking the time to save it home. This is Elite shungite. It is 99% pure carbon, and the purpose of this experiment is to see how well it filters water. We know that most water filters, at least a certain stage of them, would be an activated carbon filter, and shungite being 99% pure carbon and it being electrically active, it's very, very conductive, should be an excellent filter of water. So I'll explain the experiment in a moment. Just want to go over shungite a little bit. Shungite is very, very special because it contains a form of carbon known as a carbon buckyball. This is a C60 spherical structure, and this was discovered by Buckminster Fuller decades ago. At first, we only believed it was possible in the lab, and then researchers looked into high-grade or elite shungite out of Russia, and they found that it naturally contains buckyballs as well. Nowhere else has been found that contains these buckyball structures except this one shungite deposit out of Russia near St. Petersburg. This is anthracite. This is another type of carbon, right? Anthracite coal. They look very similar. The way to tell anthracite apart from shungite is by its electrical resistance. I have a voltmeter here, and it has a resistance of about 2.5 kiloohms. And then if we take the piece of shungite and test it, we'll see that the resistance is about 3 ohms. So it's nearly a 1,000-fold reduction right there, which is 3 orders of magnitude. So it's very, very electrically conductive, and because it's pure carbon, 99% pure, with these unusual buckyball structures, I hypothesize that's an excellent water filter. To test the ability of high-grade shungite to filter water, I conducted a 24-hour experiment to see how shungite affected the taste and pH of different solutions. The most significant observation made is that shungite has a weak ability to change pH towards neutral, which is 7. The pH of spring water is 7, and the addition of shungite didn't change this. But for the tap water, which had a pH of 7.5, the shungite within 2 hours reduced the pH to 7, where it remained for the rest of the 24 hours. The basic solution with the addition of shungite lowered from a pH of 10 to 9.5 within 2 hours, where it stayed for the rest of the experiment. And the acidic solution with shungite increased in pH from 4 to 4.5 within 5 hours. All pH testing was conducted using universal indicator pH testing strips. The ability for shungite to change pH is interesting, and it shows some ability for the carbon to pull cations and anions out of solution. And it disproves much of the confusion surrounding shungite in that it makes water more acidic or more basic, when in fact it makes water more neutral. The spring water with shungite was very similar to the spring water control. It had no odor or lingering taste. The water is pure, felt light, absorbed quickly in the tissues of the mouth if left to settle, and overall felt neutral. The controlled tap water felt chalky, was heavy, and had a slight chlorine taste and odor similar to pool water. Chlorinated water is terrible for digestive health, unfavorably altering the microbiome, and water fluorination is bad for hormonal health. Fluoridated water causes calcification of the pineal gland, a small pea-sized gland of the endocrine system that sits in the middle of the brain. The pineal gland regulates sleep patterns and circadian cycles through the production of melatonin. Drinking clean, pure water is foundational to good health. The tap water with shungite had no chlorine taste or odor, instead having a taste characteristic of reverse osmosis water. The water was flat tasting but unoffensive, and definitely an improvement over the controlled tap water. Shungite also improves the energetics of water. Everything in the universe has a vibration, and water has a unique ability to store energy and information because of its unique molecular structure. Shungite has an ability to absorb electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic waves carry and transmit energy and information, and much of the electromagnetic waves in the environment now are man-made, carrying information of unknown energetic quality. A radio or cellular wave beaming by you could be carrying the information for a radio program or a video filled with anger, expletives, and hate speech. This disordinate energy interacts with the entire environment in subtle ways, and when considering the supreme importance of water for life and its ability to store and transmit information, it is critical to only interact and use water that is pure and clear energetically. Elite shungite has an ability to slightly change the pH of a solution towards neutral, and it can be used to filter chemicals out of water. Elite shungite has antibacterial and antiviral properties thanks to the presence of carbon fullerenes, and shungite also absorbs electromagnetic radiation. It's this combination of unique properties that make elite shungite an amazing tool which can be used to filter water of contaminants while simultaneously improving the water's energetics. When using shungite in your water, it is important to make sure the shungite is free of any corrosion. Inspect the elite shungite for yellow or orange patches, which is most often just residual dust left over from the mining process, and clean it off using a small brush. How often you need to inspect and clean your shungite depends on the quality of the water being filtered, and I recommend you check and clean them every few weeks for built-up contamination. Drinking pure spring water without any amendments is one of the best things that you can do for your wellness and longevity. Please share your experiences with water, especially shungite purified water, and instruct.
Shungite. About me some of that, man. But my thing is like, he ain't even really.
Water purification using shungite. The human body is about 70% water. Water gives life and is vital to all living things. Clean, purified.
So you don't really see much online about these crystals, you know, because they don't want you to know about these healing properties that these crystals have. So
Shungite comes in three qualities. The best shungite is noble or elite. This is noble or elite shungite. And how they differ is in the amount of carbon they contain. The lowest one will have 20 to 30% carbon. The medium one will have 50 to 60 to 70% carbon. And the elite and noble shungite will have 95 to 99% carbon. And the carbon in shungite are the fullerenes. That's C60 we're just discovering.
hold on, we're gonna go back to that.
Everyone should get a chunk of shungite, raw shungite preferably, because you can run water over it, your drinking water over it, or you can store it in a container where you drink water. It will neutralize whatever is in there. It'll dispel EMFs from it, and when you drink that water will do amazing things inside you because of all the properties that shungite has. You have an internal issue, you have a physical issue, be near shungite. It will help you. And the Russians have known that since 300-400 years. Peter the Great in 1719 built the first spa for the Russian elite to take baths in, and the water in the spa flowed over beds of shungite. Everyone should get.
Who is this guy? I want to hear full interview. Who is that guy? Why can't I find like a full interview on him?
Everyone should get a chunk of shungite, raw shungite preferably, because you can run water over it.
Shout out. Shout out to my guys, man. Yeah, so we're gonna talk more about this though. I like topics like this.